welcome him to this call. Dr. Anderson, we do apologize for our tech difficulties, but we will get it all sorted out. But you are co-host. If you can hear us, you can unmute your microphone and you can begin right away. And of course, in the background, we will work to get all of our technical challenges back up. So Dr. Anderson, can you hear me loud and clear, sir?
Yes, sir. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone from the Caribbean and all over the world. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. I'm always excited when I can work with Dwayne Mark Anthony because of the power of this gentleman and the leadership, the integrity, how he understands how to communicate to the masses and able to build something. And now we finally have the opportunity that we can build for our lifetimes to come. So thank you very much for inviting me to this call, and I really appreciate you. And we will get started, guys. So today is the first day of the rest of your life, and you have to understand that what we have in front of us is such a massive opportunity for all of us as individuals right now. See, the thing is, even if you have an amazing opportunity and you don't identify exactly where you are in the history of time, in the history of your world, then maybe you don't take action in the right way for the opportunity, and the opportunity still ends up passing you by. And the truth is that opportunities don't go away. They just end up going to other people that actually see where they are in the moment in time in their universe so that they take massive action. And this system and what we've seen that was different than what other people have seen that were even involved in the same business, we've been able to actually see the true value of what it is that we have in front of us. And the reason that is because I've been in the cryptocurrency industry since 2014. And I bought Bitcoin in the hundreds. I bought Ethereum for $5. And I didn't just buy a couple of them. I bought 50,000 of them for $5. So I heavily in the space, and I've seen the renditions and the ebbs and flows of the space. And because of that experience, it gives me the foresight to understand what is coming here in the near future. And when you are able to understand that, then it gives you the ambition to be able to drive and work harder in the moment in time, no matter what it looks like on the outside, because you have the foresight, the third eye power to be able to see a little bit of the future of what's to come. And when you have that ability, then you can go and you can work so much harder because you have an idea and understanding to know that your reward is about to come. So what we have here and what we've done so far, I'll talk a little bit about the successes of what we've built, and then we'll talk a little bit about where this company and where this industry and where the world itself is going. The fact is that everything in the near future is going to be in cryptocurrency. And it's not even an option, but all fiat currencies are going to go away. So what we decided with this entire system when we started with Mavi and when we started with Ultron was that if we're going to be in a company, we needed something that was going to give us the ability to bring mass people together, because people are the key to success in this entire situation. So finances and money and all the things is all great, but it's all really about the people. It's about gathering massive communities. And we need to understand right now that we started this 2 August ago, I myself, and we started off in the business. And because we were able to see what this was as an opportunity, really the first layer one blockchain that has ever been put together in network marketing. It has never happened before. Many companies have promised it, but this is the only company that has actually ever delivered the promise. It's delivered the promise of the entire industry. It's delivered the promise of what other companies were offering and what hundreds of billions of dollars of money spent were not able to achieve. What Ultron has done is bigger than anything anyone has ever done in cryptocurrency and network marketing together when they combine these two things. So when they did that, I seen that and I said, you know, this is something that is completely different than anything else that has ever been put together, because they actually already have built the technology. So with that alone, when we understand that, we're so much further ahead than every other company that's out there. And in this point in time, what we've done so far is we've built a solid foundation. We've built a solid foundation together. And if you're in this business right now, consider yourself blessed to be in the beginning. This is the core foundation. It's the bottom, it's the basement, it's the solid, cemented part of this business that is where everything is going to be built upon. So no matter what rank you are right now, it's the first day of the rest of your life today. So no matter where you're at, you can black diamond, blue diamond, green diamond, no diamond, just signing up, just starting. But now it's your moment in time. Less than 2 years ago, I started this business in the same type of thing with the exact same tools and the exact same, and we were able to build an organization to Royal Ambassador. In our organization,
This meeting is being recorded.
There's over 200,000 distributors. In this short period of time, in less than 2 years, 200,000 new community members built in this compensation plan. This is a foundation. Out of the entire company, more than half of the organization is in my organization because we were able to see what it was that we were doing, and we went out and took massive action. The truth is that there's 120 countries with a global business that is just starting. If we look at the world, we haven't even scratched of the surface, but we have built enough to show that this is something stable, something solid, and something that's going to be around. 400 different events in 120 different countries. Mostly, of course, you can see is Asia. Our job was to start and to launch the Asian market. You guys all know that the Caribbean, Trinidad, and all the places where you're from is just starting up. And you're the ones that, and you got a lot to deal with because there's been so much stuff that's happened in these markets that wasn't correct from previous companies. So now you're like cleaning up and setting up that trust factor and getting everybody to start to understand that you're going to be there, that you're building something that is really solid, that is going to be there, that is going to last, that is going to be something that they can count on, something that they can take to the bank, so to speak, but take to the unbanked by bringing to crypto. And that's what it is when we have with Mavi and Altron. So we have our work cut out for us, but it is great work. And what we've done so far is a solid testament to what is going to happen in the future. 350,000 members worldwide. More than half of those inside of our organization, because the way we build and the way we build with leadership. And we know that the Caribbean and the community that is here on this call has the mass potential to be able to go out and to lead the rest of the world into this business. And that's exactly why I'm spending my time and energy here. And I know that Dwayne and his team are all the type of people that have the right type of mindset. And that is really what we need to do, is have set our mind to our vision, to our goal, and then go out and take massive action to drive and get to that point. Our members have already earned $75 million in commissions. 5 million of those were in our organization. I know myself. And then out of the organization, it's a lot more than that. So just individually, $5 million in commissions in the beginning. Just starting off, my plan is to make at least $25 million this year with this opportunity. And my plan in this first 5 years is to build this business to $1 million a day as a distributor. That is how I see the vision of this compensation plan. I believe that this business model gives the potential for a person to make $1 million per day, not per month, not per week, not per year, but per day. And it's proven because we've already paid out $75 million as a company. This will be $750 million in the future. This will eventually be to where distributors are making billions. And that is not happening anywhere else in the network marketing industry, where one company is paying individual distributors billions of dollars. And it's going to happen here with Mavi and Altron. This is the foundation. Like I said, it's a foundation year, 2023. Now it's time for us to build massive growth. Now it's time for us to set up and to set the first floors and to start to build the structure of what's happening. And that's going to happen with your communities. It's going to happen with big vision. It's going to happen with solid concrete plans, and it's going to happen with the tools that we're about to share with you. It's going to happen with you carrying this mission and vision so that you actually know that you can actually take something that is so solid and so stable and so sound, and now you can drive it into the marketplace with 100% full confidence. When I developed this vision deck, I sat down and I seen what it was out there, the whole in the entire space. And I realized that because of where we are in the world, because of what's going to happen with cryptocurrency, what's going to happen with all the world finances, this is a much easier time to work insanely hard and to drive into a business that is placed in this industry because of the fact that everything is lining up. Now, I'll just give you guys just a quick couple of snippets on what happened to me through these last bull runs. So in 2014, I started trading cryptocurrency. I started my first company years before that, in the early 90s. I started my first company in 1993. At the time, I was 13 years old. And I decided to start that company, a technology company, because my mom and dad were always arguing over money. So I told my father, I said, Dad, let me handle this for you. My father's a pastor. Grew up in upstate New York. And I did not like the idea that mom and dad fought over money, because you can either serve mammon or you can serve God. You cannot have two masters. So I thought, well, heck, if Dad, you're not the greatest at making money, but I can do this. And at the time, I decided that I was 9 years old, because I seen that technology at that time was going to be a big thing. This is the early 90s. This is pre-Google. This is pre all of the different types of, we're talking about Alta Vista and AOL back in the day. You guys remember, you got mail. Back in that time, I had the vision as a 9-year-old child to start a technology company. I'm talking to you about vision because it is important to understand the vision that is created here is not just created from someone who hasn't created massive things in the past. The vision that is here is seen from someone that has been making six figures since he was 13 years old. My first year in business, I went out and started my company, Cyberdyne, and in that company, I was able to produce $100,000 and give it back to my family. The next few years, I was able to make $1 million by the time that I was 17 years old. And I'm not telling you this to impress you about me, but maybe to impress upon you why it is that we have such a grand vision in this company, and to impress upon you to pay attention to the things that I'm communicating about you if you want similar results. By the time I was in my early 20s, I was making $1 million per week. By the time I was in my early 30s, I got to the point in cryptocurrency where in a time period, I took 3,000 US dollars from 2016 to 2017, and I turned it into 150 million US dollars. Trading cryptocurrency. How many different crypto opportunities did I have to make a decision on and put in 100K and then put in 500K and then take out 5 million and then have to go make another decision again to put in 2 million and then take out 5 million or take out 10 million. All of those simple decisions were the foundation of me building this process to know what opportunities are good. I'm sitting there going through every single cryptocurrency opportunity all of the time. So when I'm analyzing a business, I'm looking at it with a little bit different eyes than the average person. I'm looking at the business on whether I can build billions of dollars worth of revenue for myself and my community. I'm looking at how much in this business so far. I've invested 10 million into driving this business because I believe that Mavi and Altron is going to make me $1 million per day plus. And I believe that it doesn't cost $1 million to make $1 million a day. I believe that I'll spend $100 million driving this business to get to $1 million a day. And I'm okay with that. To make $1 million a day residually and to build out a multi-billion, hundreds of billion dollar system, I expect to spend $100 million. And that, in thinking this way, I know that this may be so far out from what your personal goals are, but you have to understand that your vision fits inside of this vision. If you want to make $1 million a week, it's okay. You can do that here. If you want to make $1 million a month, totally fine. You can do that here. If you want to make $1 million a day, that's the blueprint. That blueprint is built for the $1 million a day. If you want to make more than $1 million a day, let me know how you're going to do it. But I know how to do this. I know how to do this because I've done it before. If I did not do it myself, I couldn't talk to you about it. I would be hypothetical on how to make $1 million a day. But this is a blueprint in a business with an opportunity on how to get to $1 million per day in income, not volume, but income. And this is the vehicle that is going to allow you to get into that scale of a vision. It's going to allow you to catch that scale of a vision. It's going to allow you to get super excited when you wake up in the morning, because you know that this is literally the thing that is going to set your family free financially. In my case, it was about mom and dad fighting less. I wanted to be able to give back. And my first year in business, I was able to give $80,000 back to my family. And I was 13 years old. Now I'm able to support my entire family. And that's something that we all have the ability to do. Every single one of you, you would not be on this call if you did not have that seed of greatness. That seed of greatness is inside of you. Now it's time to germinate it. Now it's time to water it. And now it's time to be around people like myself and people like Dwayne Mark Anthony and people like the leadership that is here with you, so that you can cultivate that greatness seed to start to shine and show your power yourself. It is your time. You're on this call for a reason. You would not be here if you were not the one that had the potential to rewrite your family's financial genealogy. You're the one, like Neo means one. You're the one for your family. That's why you're here. So now it's time for you to take responsibility. Let's hear the big vision. The concrete plan system, we'll talk about that, and we'll show you guys all the tools. You have everything you need. What we've built right now is just the tip of the iceberg. When you see how much is going on and what has gone on behind this, when you understand the technology and the foundation of what they've built, we really, even though that it seems like we have a lot of work, our job is a lot easier than the people at Altron. They had to build everything. They had to put all this technology and everything together. All we have to do is share it. Our job is really simple compared to what work goes on behind getting everything done. We're just in the business of sharing. Now, the thing is, the only way that we share this at the highest potential, though, is our confident level. We need to be so convicted in this business that we can communicate from our heart to people. We need to communicate about it like we know that it's going to work. Because once we have that level, enthusiasm means I am sold myself. When you have that level of enthusiasm, it's because you believe what it is that you're presenting, and you believe what it is you're doing. When you understand this business model completely, don't compare this to some money game or some other. This is a financial revolution business. This is a financial solution business. This is a business that is going to rewrite your financial genealogy. It's not about one product making you put $10,000 to $12,000 in and you make $100,000 back. That's not what this is. That's going to happen so many times over and over and over and over and over again. It's about the whole entire system. It's about businesses and each one of these NFTs and each one of these products that create financial wealth individually and then combine together this whole system. There will be over 1,000 applications on this blockchain. This will become the S&P 500 of cryptocurrency. When you understand what it is that you're building, you just need to get to it and continue building it and then watch the results that will come. The entire industry of world money is moving into cryptocurrency. This is not me telling and promising you this. This is a mandate. This is from the governments. They are going to force all industries into cryptocurrency. Not a choice. They're going to force it. They're acting like they don't love it. They're acting like that all this regulation is for control. They are building blockchain tech. The governments are building blockchain tech. The big families are building blockchain tech. All of the money in the world is going into blockchain. All of the world's money. Now, if you can imagine today, the blockchain cryptocurrency industry is in a couple of trillion. Let's say $1 trillion, for example. It's going to go massive amounts more because it's going to cover all of the world's money. So they're building this technology. The reason why that they're not promoting that they love blockchain, the governments, and the banks, is because of the fact is they're not ready. They're not ready for you. They're not ready for you to force you into being into cryptocurrency. So that is a huge opportunity for us. For the ones that see this, it's a massive opportunity because now you get to go out there and go first. You get to introduce people to an opportunity, into a business that is a blockchain that will give them the place of where they can store their resources before the banks and the governments mandate it. That means that you're able to give the power back to the people. And that is where it's going to create this massive, massive, massive super industry. One industry will unite the entire financial system, and that is blockchain and cryptocurrency. And that one industry is giving us that segue into the industry by us having the ability to build networks. Because what it is, think about it. What is it that we have as a perishable skill? Us as people in the network marketing space, we know how to do one thing. We know how to introduce, we know how to invite, we know how to create leadership. This is not a skill set that is utilized anywhere except for in a space where you can bring mass community. It works in everything in your life, but where you're actually valued, I should say, the highest is in this industry. In this industry of network marketing, you're able to be valued for the leader that you've became. You're able to be valued and you're able to be paid for the organization that you've developed. So the quality of character that you've created, you're actually getting a direct 1-to-1 ratio value of how much you're getting paid because of the quality of character that you've created. And that's the only place in the world where that exists. And now I'm telling you that our industry is becoming the #1 biggest industry in the world. And now you are a player, a superstar in that industry already because you're here now. And now all you need to do is get yourself in control, create the character that works, create the character that attracts, create the character that inspires, create the character that motivates, and work on yourself. Because once you are that, because you already have the system, then the masses will come. They will come. You light yourself on fire with enthusiasm, and they will come for miles to watch you burn. They will feel your energy and your enthusiasm. They'll feel your excitement. And that's where you need to work on you, because now you have the vehicle and you're in the right place at the right time. I'm telling you, you're exactly where you need to be. And that's why you're here today. One of the 100 people that are on this call today that are hearing this information. This is so super crucial and important for you and your family to understand what it is that you have in front of you. When you start to really realize and you start to see how much money is flowing, we are just in the beginning of cryptocurrency. This is the foundation of the entire industry. It's just starting. Now, I told people that Bitcoin was going to be $10,000 when it was at 100. And people looked at me like I had 6 heads. They thought I was crazy. But then a few of my close people did not look at me like I was crazy. They just trusted me and they realized that, whoa, this guy has made way more money than me. And he's super excited. I'm going to do whatever he says, and I don't care what it looks like. I'm just going to do what he says. And those people today are multi-millionaires and they've retired from anything in life because they just followed the leader. They knew that, hey, maybe I don't know as much as this person does, but I know that this guy is super jacked and excited about this, and there's got to be some reason for that because of the history and everything that has happened to them. That's it. Success leaves clues. Michael Saylor said this. He said, I'm going to assure my investment by buying 5,000 Bitcoin whenever my company has cash reserves. On a quarterly basis, he's buying 5,000 plus Bitcoin. So if you don't believe that Bitcoin is going to $100,000, that's okay. Michael Saylor does, and he has more money than you. Sell him your Bitcoin for 50 grand. Sell him your Bitcoin for 60 grand. Sell him your Bitcoin for 70 grand, because he will buy it when you're ready to sell it. He is assuring the success of his investment. And I'm telling you that the leadership in this organization, if you don't believe that Altron is a $10 cryptocurrency, if you don't believe ULX is going to be at $10, that's okay. We do. We'll buy it from you. We will assure the success of our project by our driven work ethic, by sharing this opportunity and vision, and by uniting the people, and by buying whatever you want to sell. No problem. Continue. We're going to do what we're going to do. Now, because we understand this, so we're so convicted that we will bet everything on it. We'll bet our finances on it. We'll bet our life energy on it. We'll bet everything on this project, fully head down, blinders on, full throttle forward, because it is the right opportunity. But it's hard for a person to see that without understanding everything about the technology at first. But when you've seen so much else out there, there is nothing even close to this. Now, the space itself is coming. It's all happening. This, if we look at it, we look at it like a big, huge wave of energy that is coming, like a big, huge wave of power that is coming as far as financial resources. Altron and Mavi is your boat to sail. It's your surfboard. You need to get on this board. You need to get on it. You need to get balanced. You need to get proper so that you can jump on, so that you can catch this wave, because it is 100% coming. There is no doubt about it. The direct sales industry has made the DeVos family worth $5 billion in 70 years of Amway. Amway itself does $14 billion in business. Why am I using Amway as an example? Because Amway is the best company in the direct sales industry. The best company because they're the biggest and they recruit the most people. They are the biggest and the best. That's Amway. Amway has created what Altron eventually will create in blockchain, but Amway did it through nutritional products. Why Amway has such a level of success is because of the people. If you look at Amway's presentation, it is all about people. People is the reason they have such a level of success. They've got a good technology in the background and they have decent products. But because of the people and because of the way they build their system, they're built a $14 billion company. But the industry that they exist inside of is only $238 billion. That's the market cap of the entire MLM industry. $238 billion. That market cap is about the same size as Ethereum. So they're not playing in a big enough playing field to be able to build $1 trillion or even, a company to $100 billion. You're not able to get to that level because the industry is only 200 billion. But if you look at what happened to CZ in Binance, he's worth 12 times more what the DeVos family is. And he started his company in July of 2017 because he's in cryptocurrency. Bitcoin's market cap of $800 million is created by people in the direct sales industry. The direct sales industry has made cryptocurrency popular. Network marketing and direct sales distributors are the ones who put crypto on the map. The companies that they were involved in may not be in business today, but the fact is the market caps are coming from the people in direct sales. All the different programs that were on Ethereum, all the different programs that were on Binance Smart Chain. This is where the funds and the resources and the people of the industry are coming from. So when you understand that, when you combine the direct sales industry into a blockchain itself, when you have a blockchain and you have networking, you create something super unique. You create a complete power system. CZ understood it, and that's why he created Binance Smart Chain. Utilizing the front end system, Binance without commissions was like the Mavi. Imagine it's like a Mavi without commissions. And then Binance Smart Chain of being his blockchain. Doing that, he created hundreds of billions of dollars worth of revenue and assets because he brought the community to one place. When you look at Ethereum is the size of the entire direct sales industry. That's a $238 billion product, a $238 billion community, which is as big as the direct sales industry. But the people that are in Ethereum primarily are people from network marketing, people from the direct sales industry. So when you have these two things together, you're able to create something that it should eventually in the future surpass these numbers. I'm telling you now, mark my words, the market cap of ULX will be bigger than what Bitcoin is today, will be bigger than what Ethereum is today. Because we do not care what any individual is thinking or doing about this. We are going to drive and we're going to find the hot molecules, the ones that want this. We're going to find the people that are going to go along and do this with us. There are a massive population of the world that will truly understand this. Some will, some won't. So what? Who's next? There are people out there looking for you. Find what you're seeking is seeking you. And that is the reality of it. There's tons of people that want something like this, that are hungry for something like this. And this is exactly the tool in the system that none of us could create ourselves to be able to create this. The crypto industry now is $1.7 trillion. That is a much bigger player field than what the direct sales. It's almost 10 times the size of the industry. But if you look at it, it's actually tiny compared to any massive company. It's the industry is smaller than the company. Apple itself is a $3 trillion. As a company, it's a company is worth $3 trillion. There'll be at a certain point in time where you'll be able to say Ultron and people will know exactly what you're talking about. But today you couldn't walk out into the crowd and you could say, hey, I'll give you $10,000 or a Bitcoin. What would you rather have? And most people are going to say, I'll take the $10,000. And a Bitcoin's worth $50,000, but they don't know the difference. They literally would just, if you had cash in your hand, I'll give you $10,000 or a Bitcoin. Most people would say, oh, I'll take the 10 grand. That's where we are in the world. We're in an uneducated place. What does that mean? That means that we now, as individuals, have the opportunity to educate people. And that's what we get paid for. We get paid for giving and bringing the good news, the gospel of what this is. Gospel means good news. And this is good news that we don't have to work and toil the earth to make our money. We have the ability to share, to get paid to share. We get paid to share good things with people. Our commissions are based on the results of the success of our community. I get paid to help you make money. You get paid to help other people make money. By us sharing this idea and sharing this information, we're getting rewarded commissions for us helping other people. It is the most beautiful system ever created. And Apple doesn't have a commission engine like that. So eventually you're going to see numbers bigger than that in this because we'll have products like Apple on the blockchain. Eventually Apple will be on blockchain. Eventually every company in the S&P 500 will be on blockchain. And which blockchain? Where the people are. The people's blockchain is Ultron. Ultron is the people's blockchain. Why? Because we have a commission engine for bringing people to the blockchain. You're paid for sharing. You're paid for giving people this information. The S&P 500 by itself, if you don't know what that is a financial instrument. It's an index of the top 500 companies in the world. And out of those top 500 together, it's worth $37 trillion. People think that the money is in these money game companies. None of those companies are worth $1 trillion. None of them even worth hundreds of billions. This is where the money is. The money is inside of the S&P 500 and the smart money with the smart people that are investing in things that can scale, like all the top 500 companies. It's a 20%, 15-20% a year return. It's very conservative, but over a 5-year, 6-year period, people double their money. That's why the S&P 500 solely compares to this Ultron staking hub. When you understand the staking hub and how it operates and how it works, you really see that it's very similar to how the S&P 500 works. And smart people invest in things that make sense. That makes sense. Now, Forex as an industry, Forex is a $110 trillion industry by itself. And you can imagine with a technology company and bringing everything to blockchain that we're going to have solutions for this industry. So $110 trillion by itself, and it's all moving into blockchain. 100% of the world's money is going to be in cryptocurrency. It won't be yen and it won't be RMB and it will be digital versions. It will be USDT instead of USD. Every country in the world is crypto, turning their currencies into crypto. China just did something that was complete paramount to understanding that this is a reality. It used to be that the US dollar was the only way to buy oil. There was a point in time where you couldn't do anything unless you bought the US dollar first. That's what kept the US system stable and sound. Now, you do not have to spend US dollars. You don't have to buy US dollars to buy oil. So China used its digital renminbi, its digital yuan, its digital currency, its Chinese currency digitally to buy oil. That means that they're going to start utilizing that instead of dollars, which means that now it's those currencies that are becoming the staple currencies. So all of Forex will be in crypto, and we will have some amazing opportunities for this. The truth is, $30,000 in Apple in 1980 would give you $42 million today. So if you can just get out of where it is right this moment, what you're seeing, you can look back and see what the history of success has achieved and what things have happened and how the formula works. You just follow the formula, find a rising industry, have a long-term mindset, and be in the right timing. This is for the investor. Now, if you don't have $30,000, that's okay, because you get paid for sharing. So what do you have? You have time, you have energy. Even if you don't have context, you have time and you have energy. You have a skill set. So go out and start to share this with people. And some will, and some won't. And so what? Who's next? I look at this when I share this opportunity like sharing a stick of gum. If I was standing there and I was going through a crowd of people and I pulled out a pack of gum, I've got 10 pieces of gum and there's 15 people there, and I start sharing, and I start saying, would you like a piece of gum? Would you like a piece of gum? If the person says, no, I don't like gum, that's okay. I don't get offended. I don't get hurt. I don't feel like that they rejected me. I just ask the next person if they like a stick of gum. That person doesn't have any idea how delicious this is, so they haven't even tried it, but they just said no, they don't want it. That's okay. It's not for everybody. Financial sovereignty is not for everyone. Eventually, they're going to be forced into blockchain anyways. Eventually, they'll probably hear about Ultron. Eventually, they may join or do something with it. But now it's your opportunity for them to be in your organization. And that's why you go out there and you share it first. No matter where you are, no matter what resources you're starting with, you, in the next couple of years, could be at the exact same place here, making $5 million plus in your organization. You need to set up what your vision and your goal is for yourself. You need to decide what it is that you want, and you need to write it down and detail it very clearly. Write down exactly what you want by when. In 5 years, with Mavi and Ultron, will be making $1 million per day. From the compensation plan, I will trade my time, my energy, my enthusiasm to achieve this goal. That is a clear, defined, definite purpose statement. You need to have it by 5 years from my start in this business, I will be earning $1 million per day. Your number might be less. Maybe it's more. It is up to you, but you need to write it down and you need to get very clear by when you're going to achieve these results. Now it's your opportunity. The industry itself is rising. The wave is coming. Everything in the world is going to be fractionalized in real estate. Everything is going to be in blockchain. So they're going to take every single building, the apartment that you live in, the house that you live in, the condo that you live in, the villa that you live in, eventually will be fractionalized real estate, which means one brick of that will be a coin. The big buildings that are out there, the commercial buildings, Dubai itself, the entire skyline, all of them, Burj Khalifa and every single big building that is in Dubai, I live in Dubai, is going to be fractionalized ownership. It's going to be completely set up to where you could buy and invest in a brick, a 1 by 1 square foot of that building you're able to actually put up and own part of. That's what's happening. We're in the point and phase where the real world implementation is going to occur. And everything is going to be transparent on blockchain. I don't mean it's not just money, it's just everything, because blockchain technology is better. And we have a system that is decentralized finance. Decentralized finance. It's not decentralized Ultron or decentralized Mavi. It's decentralized finance. So all money, we have the rails, we have the storehouse, we have the ability to bring all of that resource onto our chains. And you are bringing the people. So now all you have to do is go out there with this confidence. You could even share this video. People will understand it when they start to listen to it. They start to see it and they start to hear it. This is not hearsay. You go Google all the things that I'm telling you, and you're going to see that it's all happening. You're going to see that this is completely occurring already. You're just now being clued into it. You're being clued into it, and you're able to get the information before other people get the information. So that is a very, 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 very powerful thing. It is completely already happening, guys. So now let's just get to it to make sure that we're the ones that are sharing it instead of someone else. The future is blockchain and technology. The future of everything is being tokenized. And when you're able to step into that future, the future is very bright. The industry is expected to be $250 trillion as an industry and $1 quadrillion by 2040. That's 1,000 trillions. You definitely need to be ones leading this to the world because the world is going to hear about it. So all you have to do is start, push, and go, and make sure that you're the one that tells the world about it. The product industry is never going to create the success that we're talking about. The product industry is going to grow, and it's great, it's wonderful, it's nice, it's good, but it's not going to give you those 100x multipliers that you're going to be able to get with cryptocurrency and blockchain. Also, the money games that are out there, you can all join a program and go build it for 90 days and then have it fail on you, and then go do the same thing for another 6 months and then have it fail on you and then do the same thing. And eventually you've lost all your resource, you've lost all your friends, you've lost all your customers, you've lost everything. And people consider you having a bad name because of the fact that you've joined and picked so many poorly ran projects. You've picked so many projects that didn't have the right intentions. You picked so many projects that just were not built properly. And you got caught up in this idea that you can make 1% a day. Relax. You're going to make way more than that on your time and invested energy. You have an active commission engine here. Those percentages that they claim in these programs, they're not real. It's just to get you distracted. With this, it's stable, it's sound, it's solid. You can go out and continue to work this for the next 10 years plus. You're going to be able to work this business for generations to come. This is a generational build. We are all going to be here. This is a business. I looked at this. My son's 21 and 20 years old. My two oldest sons. I looked at this as a business that they can do for the next 30 years. Is this a business that I can literally put my child in and expect him to work his life career in the business? Now, yeah, he could work it for 50, 60 plus years, but probably by the time he's put 30 years into this one networking opportunity, he's making 10, 20, $30 million a day. I think he's probably just maybe won't work anymore. But the fact is, that's how I'm looking at this business. I look at it to where I can say, oh, I know my son and his sons and his sons all can do the same thing. So the work I do today, what I put my energy into today is something that can create legacy. I'm here to help create a legacy. You are here to create legacy for your family. It is now the time. We found the right project. We are in early. We know to hold long term. And the last thing I want to add is we need to get to work because Altron is the next Apple in cryptocurrency. Altron is the opportunity that is going to change all of our lives. And all we have to do is see it now. New community, Mavi Global, more usage, bigger TLV, more bigger projects. Eventually, we will have smart contracts on here for companies. You'll see. Where we are today is nowhere compared to where we're going. When you start to see how we actually are as far as a total market cap, we're already in the top 50 of cryptocurrencies. We will be a top 10, top 5 project in the future. It's all based on us continuing to grow. Right now, the industry is 1.7 and Altron, of course, the market cap is under $1 billion. But in the future, in the next 10 years, when the industry gets to these much larger numbers, we know that we're going to see a $200 billion plus Altron market cap. That might be hard for you to fathom today, but we will be bigger than Ethereum is now. And in the future, we'll even be bigger than that. In the future, we'll be the size of what Bitcoin is today because the world doesn't even know about Bitcoin. But you have a commission engine to tell the world about ULX. You have a commission engine to tell the world about Altron. So eventually, you're going to surpass the amount of people that are actually in Bitcoin because there's not that many people in Bitcoin today. Altron's blockchain will bring more people to cryptocurrency than any other system because of the commission engine, because of the marketing aspect of it, because of us. Because the thing is, We as networkers, we always do our job. It is never a point in time where we don't do our job. We always do what we are contracted or what we commit to doing. We always build our organizations. It is the companies and the systems that end up failing us, not us failing them. But now the company and the system is a blockchain. It doesn't have the option to fail us. All we have to do is continually doing what we do, because that's what we do. That's what we do anyways. Now we just have to keep doing what we do. Blockchain can't decide that it doesn't like you and kick you out. All we need to do is just continue to drive our business because we have a product that is fully stable that we can't sell too much of. We can't break Ultron by selling $1 billion tomorrow. It's okay. It can take the capacity of what we need. It's fully structured smart contract systems interconnected to handle the amount of volume that we can produce. So let's just get to continually driving and producing because we have everything we need. We have the entire toolkit. We have more than anyone has had in the last 10 years. In the last 100 years in the space, we have everything. Imagine if this project was introduced to you before you did OneCoin, before you did First Coin, before you did Smart Coin, before you did 5Coin, before you did 20 Coin. Can you imagine if this was what you had first? How excited you would be? The only reason you all have any type of trepidation is because you were hurt and you chose something that didn't work out. This is not that. This is the fulfillment of what they told you at the other companies. This is the completion of the story. This is exactly the opportunity that you've been looking for your whole life. This is the one. And you are the one. Together, we will build a legacy. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This was my talk for Vision. I know that the community from Trinidad, I know that Dwayne Mark Anthony is destined for success. It is in his DNA. Leadership, all you need to do is follow in the footsteps of the leadership that is here in front of you. Dwayne is going to be a GOAT in this business, a legendary GOAT in this business. He is going to go to the top of the compensation plan. When you see the way that he operates and the way that he works, he's already big stage. He communicates because he's already presenting from the big stage. He communicates and talks like he is at that level already because he will be at that level. So all you need to do is follow and get. And when he tells you to do something, don't question, just jump, just go. Because his goal to get you to where you need to be is the only way that he's going to get himself to where he needs to be. Myself, it's the same. As Dwayne succeeds, I succeed. As all of my leadership in my organization succeed, I succeed. That's the only way that I can actually succeed. This system is designed like that. And that's what it is. You're all leaders on this call. I know that you're all leaders on this call. This is a training call for the core leadership that is going to take this message to the entire world. You're here for a reason. Thank you for being the ones that you are, but now let's get to work. Let's unite and let's drive this because you're the foundation of the future. Go out there excited, with enthusiasm, knowing that what you're doing is the right thing. What you're doing is exactly what you need to be doing right now in your life. It is your moment and your time. Thank you, Dwayne.